stay deep in my body. All right, here we go.
First one.
Monday Mirages.
We're going to find out what was real over the weekend. What was just a mirage? What was just an illusion? First one. The Raiders moving to Las Vegas is good for the NFL. Again, the Raiders moving to Las Vegas, which is official today. Real or mirage, it's actually good for the NFL.
I'm going to say real. And I'm not going to say real because of anything I directly think, because, I mean, you know how I feel about the stadium. You know how I feel about all that stuff. I'm going to say real because there's no way they cut them the breaks. They cut them. And 31 out of 32 million/billionaires vote for it if they don't think it's a good thing. So, real.
Real in two ways. One, for people like you and I who love the other part of sports, which is the investment part of it, this may loosen the ties of overall, hey, you can't gamble on this game, you can't do this on that game. Now, because that allows it to happen, those things may be loosened in other states. Possible. The second thing
you know they're going to black it out while they're there. You won't be able to bet on the Raiders in Vegas when they have a home game.
That's what I would think, but
because you can't do it for the UNLV guys.
Right, but do those things change now? Because it's so much more money's going to go on those games, though. UNLV is as nice as UNLV was with Tark and all those things and Larry Johnson.
I think it's going to be the concession they make. They'll
make
just because, even though it makes no difference, because the majority of money in most sports gambling does not happen through legal casinos. Right. Most sports gambling happens through bookies.
Right, but with that being said, all of a sudden you have a team now in that state. Does that change? I think it's at least a thought that goes through somebody's mind that the biggest hurdle's been jumped over already.
Most casinos don't even have sport books anymore.
Because they lose a ton of money
so much money on them, yeah.
The second part of this, by the way, is like somebody like me that has real no connection to the Raiders. I told you during one of the breaks, I would love to go to Las Vegas, do the whole Vegas thing, and then on that Sunday go to the game. But if I'm feeling that way in Albany, New York, I have a feeling somebody in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Orlando, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, like people around the country.
Tokyo.
Right.
Vancouver. Name it wherever. Frankfurt.
They have no connection to the NFL team, but they want to do it for a weekend.
Always wanted. I mean, you look at every time they do a game in another country, like the England game, and it sells out. Well, hey, mates, let's go to Vegas, So I think it's going to be big.
I feel like I've asked you this question 3 times during the NCAA tournament, and every time it's been a different team. North Carolina has impressed you the most this NCAA tournament?
Mirage. I gotta say, I'm not impressed by them. I know they're winning, but they're supposed to win. They haven't just looked the way I thought they would look yet. Like, I thought they would just go out there and manhandle most teams. I picked Kentucky to beat them. It was cool. They beat Kentucky. The most impressive team is South Carolina. I knew nothing about these guys. I heard the stories. They play good defense. Frank Martin's nuts, stuff like that. But I didn't. They're 7th seed. I didn't expect them to keep winning. I had them losing to Marquette. So South Carolina is the most impressive to me.
South Carolina was close for me on this, but it's also Mirage for me, and mine is Oregon. I look at South Carolina and think, okay, they beat Marquette. I had them winning that game. Really impressive that they beat Duke, but
you're kicking yourself so hard.
It is a little bit, but they beat Duke, but that game felt like a home game for South Carolina. It's in South Carolina. Yeah. Then they go and beat Baylor. I thought Baylor should have lost to USC. They get beat up pretty well by South Carolina. Then they play a team within their own conference in the Elite Eight. So, again, not taking anything away from the Gamecocks, but their draw is a little less impressive than what Oregon had to do. Oregon had to go out and beat Iona, who we saw, a pretty good team that took down Siena. They barely get by Rhode Island. They win that game. They have to go on and eventually beat North Carolina without their big guy. I am kicking myself, as you said, Levac, because I thought they could be the best team in the country. If Boucher was healthy, I would have picked the Oregon Ducks to win the national championship. Best team I saw all year. I talked myself out of it.
Right now, Oregon has the 3rd longest odds to win it all.
Well, you know what? Dylan Brooks and Tyler Dorsey, I'm sure if we did that 2 weeks ago, people would have thought the same thing, that they didn't have a chance to make a deep run. Real or Mirage? John Calipari has underachieved as the head coach at Kentucky.
Ooh, man, Mirage, and it's not. I think he's the beast he's made is his own. I was thinking about this yesterday. He made the big statement that he's not going to watch the film on the final game. Well, why would you? None of those players will be back.
Right.
Like, he has invested so much into the one and dones that he basically buys a lottery ticket at the beginning of every season. So he's either going to go out there and dominate everyone or get stomped. I say Mirage, but it's only he's built his own expectations. I just don't expect as much because I like the teams where the core stays for a little bit longer. If everybody on his team is a one and done.
If I told you John Calipari, since he's been at Kentucky, has had 28 NBA draft picks, and the next closest school doesn't even have 14, does that change your mind at all?
No.
28's a huge number, and one national championship to show for it, and you had Anthony Davis and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
But how many of those are one and dones?
A lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
A higher percentage of them, sure.
So that just shows you the talent. Can you imagine if the rule changed and they went with the NFL rule of you got to be 3 years outside of graduating? What would he win? He'd win every year. He'd be UConn. He'd be the women's UConn team in the men's division because he'd had that talent for 2 to 3 years every. Oh my goodness!
I'm with you too. It's a mirage. If this was the college football theory where you could keep that recruiting class and build up every single year, then fine. He has basically less than a calendar year. They show up in what? Let's say they show up in August. They show up in August for the season. They're gone in March. 7 months basically. You have to turn a team from a bunch of high school seniors who are the best, have huge egos, to a national champion every year? That's
Kentucky's why I don't watch the regular college basketball season very much. Because, just like you said, whatever team they start with is not the same team that ends up in the tournament. Like, they grow and mature so much over that time that I just can't, like, what do I care? You know what I mean? Like, oh, this team sucks. No, they don't. It's a week later, and now everybody's playing together.
And how much different would people view John Calipari if he finished that undefeated season 2 years ago, in 2015, when the team lost to Frank the Tank Kaminsky and all those guys? That team was absolutely loaded. Real or Mirage, Lonzo Ball from UCLA is the best player still for the New York Knicks if they can get him in the NBA draft.
This is a tough one. And I know you hate when I do this, but I don't know that I can answer it because...
Don't put that relish on the hot dog. Don't give me a relish.
Relish. I guess I go real, but I don't know what the hell the Knicks are. Like, I don't know if anybody's a good fit for the Knicks. Like, your big free agent signing from the offseason's got a 20-day suspension ahead of them for taking, supplements you're not supposed to take. And your team president's working the drills for the triangle, but your head coach isn't in the gym. And then Kurt Rambis is running your defense, and Dolan's playing the harmonica in a nightclub. I mean, what the hell are they?
I'm going to go real. Even though De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk outplayed Lonzo Ball, and we knew this was going to be a huge Phil Jackson Knicks, who would you rather have? Lonzo Ball can fit the style. He's a better passer. He can get better.
He doesn't need to shoot.
Yes.
He'll shoot a couple. So, yeah, I guess real. But again, everything could be different by the time the draft's done.
But I'll say this for Knicks fans. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk are really good. Even if you miss out on Lonzo Ball,
you get a top 3 pick, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, life might not be so bad. Real or Mirage, losing Steven Matz out of the rotation, at least early on for the season, is a big deal for the New York Mets.
Mirage. Get him back at All-Star break even. I mean, the way Gesselman's pitching is great. As long as you got Harvey's my issue. What's Harvey going to be? Because I think DeGrom's going to be really good. I think Syndergaard's going to be really good. And it's so weird to have to say I think with guys who are in the Cy Young conversation, but it's the Mets, so they're one pitch away from being done for the year. If they get 30 starts out of Syndergaard, DeGrom, Gesselman, and then Harvey, who cares about Mets? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mirage for the rotation, but real for the lineup. The New York Mets offense has been so bad that Steven Matz can actually hit. They may win games 2-0, 1-0. If he's at least in the lineup and can swing a bat, that actually hurts the Mets offense because it's so bad.
But remember, they screwed up and actually helped themselves. They couldn't move Jay Bruce. They may actually have a decent lineup this year. And Tim Tebow, man, he's faced so much pitching.
Whoa. I like Jay Bruce. I think Jay Bruce has had a bad end of the season. But I'm not ready to say the Mets offense is going to be this incredible powerhouse.
What do they need to be? 5? 5 runs a game? 4 runs a game?
If they can get 4 runs a game, that's good enough. I think Mets needs to help them.
It's a 4-run-a-game offense, I think. I think the Mets are going to be sneaky good. The biggest problem the Mets have? The Nationals, in my opinion.
2 more for you. We usually do 6. We got 7 this week. Real or Mirage?
Getting greedy over there, guys.
Real or Mirage, you will watch Dancing with the Stars tonight to watch former Giants running back Rashad Jennings.
That is 100% a mirage. I will not watch it. I will not remember it's on. As soon as this segment's over, I will forget it.
Wait a second. How could you do that to Rashawn Jennings? You and I love Rashawn Jennings, one of our favorite athletes we've ever
Welcome
interviewed.
on the show anytime.
He could win the whole show. He's a New York Giant
Good for
athlete. Come on, at least watch once. At least,
Never.
How about a YouTube video of a highlight of it?
If I purposely avoid the World Baseball Classic but watch Dancing with the Stars, just cut my man card up. It's over.
I watched it once. I'm also Mirage, but I'll watch a highlight again. The guy's got some moves. I like Rashawn Jennings. He's someone I root for because of this whole media thing we do. I hope he wins the whole thing. And last one, Real or Mirage. You would watch the Cash Me Outside, How About That Girls reality TV show. She just signed on with the production company, according to TMZ, for a reality show.
Catch me outside. How about that?
I probably would try to. I would at least try to watch it.
That's a real.
I would at least try to watch it. She's like a car accident. I caught myself watching this rap video that she was in the other day. Like it was in my inbox. Someone sent it to me, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it in full mocking form. You know, I'm watching it going. She's got all this money fanned out. It's 100, but it's all ones. And I'm just making fun of all things. And dude, she's 12. What the hell is she doing? But yeah, I would probably have to watch something.
You watched the challenge, which was full of train
I love
wrecks.
the challenge.
You love Big Brother, so do I. We love
Big Brother.
Love the personalities on there. You like the old school Real World, I'm sure, when it was good.
All the way back, New York and stuff.
Jersey Shore, did you enjoy that?
I did.
See,
I did watch that.
You and I are both fans of car wrecks. Of
I like
course
to
we'd
feel
watch
good
this.
about
Real.
me. I like to feel good about me. I'll go a weekend and I will have some fun. I'll have friends go, Levac, you better lay low. You killed a man with a trident. But I'm never as bad as these people. Never as bad as
They
these
do make
people.
us feel better about ourselves. That and The Biggest Loser while we eat and watch them exercise.
I stopped watching at one point, and I think it's when they all get skinnier than me. I'll go.
You get disappointed by that?
I don't
you're
know.
rooting for failure?
I've never realized it before, but I think it's because it's 2 hours. If it was 1 hour a week, I would be better. I can't dedicate you want to know how we got fat as a society? Watching 2 hours of other people working out.
Yes,
If it was
absolutely.
a 60 minute, I could probably do it. But 2 hours every week?
That plus instant satisfaction. Hey, how come in 45 minutes they lost 10 pounds?
Right.
How did this? Oh, they did it for a week and they edited it down. How come I can't do that?
I love when the trainers, with Jillian there, you're playing the game. It's a game show.
Right.
I can't go home this week. I'm going to chug 6 gallons of water before the weigh-in.
How could you?
Right.
Why would you want to win this much money?
Why did you eat 2 cookies? Because it was worth 4 pounds each. That's what I hate about that show. And now Bob Harper got sick. He got a heart attack. Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
That was real.
It is real. Sorry. I'm very upset now. I don't know why. My life is such a shambles. I get upset over that. But I watched the Cash Me Outside.